Well, I just woke up. Basically, I'm just kind of cutting off this video ahead of time just because it's a different day. I was gonna upload this about 2:30 something a.m. and so that was a large contributor to why it's so quiet, and also the reason why it didn't get uploaded that night is because finally, by some miracle during the editing process, I finally got tired. And God, did I need that sleep to hit me. Wish it would have been longer, but whatever. So yeah, I just figured I'd kind of cut it off just so you all know that the reason why it's so quiet is because originally it was supposed to be uploaded at about 2, if I was lucky and the editing didn't take long, probably about like freaking maybe 3 a.m. is when the video would have been up on the channel. Sorry, 3 a.m. my time. So that's the reason why it was so quiet, and also the reason why I didn't get uploaded is just because thankfully sleep hit. Uh, on to past me. Past me, good luck.
So, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been quite some time since I last did an opinion video, which is rather ironic since that's actually supposed to be the focal point of the channel. Hmm. Oh well. Sorry for the change in setup. I'm trying something new, especially since I need to be nice and quiet. This way I don't wake my roommates. So, this is what I do. Uh, to be honest with you, I've argued with myself a good bit about what exactly to do for videos. Um, I think probably the best thing to do is, even though it's weird and it could throw with my schedule a bit, what I'll probably just do is I'll make videos as I was normally doing, but occasionally there'll just be times where I randomly poof out of existence for obvious reasons that write itself. Um, I think what I want to talk about, ironically enough, is sort of it's not supposed to be a continuation of that topic, but in a way, it's almost a spiritual continuation of it. I kind of want to talk about Digimon, a franchise I grew up loving so much, and then all too quickly began to just lose interest. Let me explain. To those of you who don't know, who haven't played, haven't experienced, Digimon as a video game franchise, for me, is the biggest conflicting, most uncomfortable, most confused mess in the world. The reason why is, even though I love Digimon, and there's still that I want to love feeling deep inside, the problem is I don't. I don't feel any love for my childhood. In fact, polar opposite. For me, when I hear that there's a Digimon game getting made or released, for me it's like a checkbox. It's another day of disappointment coming up or soon to be. It it doesn't help that no matter how hard I would try, I can't think of a single, not one Digimon game that is 7 out of 10 or better. The best I can do is 3 6s and then a ton of 5s. And that's about it. And that sucks so bad. And the problem is, though, is it's not even like it's truly Digimon's fault. Digimon still has immense amounts of potential that's not being used at all. And in fact, the biggest, most insufferable problem is the reason why Digimon hasn't got a single game that's 7 or above by now is for the same reason of why Code Vein kind of failed. And shocking alert here, it isn't because of the number of sales. That's not the real problem. Did that help? No. But that's not the real problem. The real problem at the end of the day is Bandai itself. Bandai has this huge problem where even games like my childhood up in this background here, where what they needed was intensive effort and not half-assed effort. The problem is though is Bandai's completely unwilling or is incapable of realizing that in order for their games to excel, to do better, it needs more than just sprinkle dash and then a bibbity boppity boo. You need more than that. You need to actually put the effort in. You need to actually try. You have to actually invest money, people, time, all of these things you have to do if you're going to want your game to excel. And even if it's because you are broke as all hell, like this guy, and you're wanting to make a game, great. You better be ready to put in the effort needed then. Because if you have one deficiency, well, now you have to find ways to avert or even circumvent that deficiency. Bandai doesn't have deficiencies truly, aside from the deficiencies that Bandai itself imposes. And that creates the problem. And it doesn't help that both Toei and Thai Animations are running through the same problem. Laziness with no actual investment put in to excel. And that's the biggest problem is that it's already bad enough you because of your own laziness and your own complete lack of willing to put in the effort when it's demanded, needed, and expected. It doesn't help that you've been doing this for decades now, and I am, to put it mildly, I don't feel hype or excitement for Digimon Survive. I don't blame anyone else who doesn't feel any hype or excitement. And more often than not, in fact, I'm actually kind of jealous of the people who are hyped and excited because I'm just not. I can't be excited and hyped because I've been going 20 plus years of just mediocrity, of just meh after meh after meh. There's only so many 5 out of 10 friggin' average games you can stomach until you just lose hope. You lose faith. And that's me with Digimon in all honesty with you, alright? It's me with Bandai as a whole. I have no hope. I have no faith. Therefore, why should I be hyped or excited when you release this, which you've continuously managed to screw up for decades? It hurts, to be honest with you. I keep waiting for them to make a Digimon game that's going to pull me back in the fold. It's going to make me feel like, yes, Digimon's back on the right path. We're going to slowly get back to where we should have been decades ago. We're going to finally start getting, maybe getting some 7s. We're going to start getting some 8s. Maybe we'll finally get some 9s. Maybe we'll finally have at least one 10 out of 10 Digimon game, maybe finally. Probably not going to happen because that would require Bandai to acknowledge their failures and then try to overcome those failures. And I'm going to warn you now, there's no point in even typing out, but King, it'll get better if you throw money at it. No, it won't. Anyone with a brain cell could tell you it's not going to work like that. It hasn't worked like that. It's never going to work like that. It never did work like that. Just throwing more money at them doesn't make anything better. It doesn't fix anything. All it does is continue the problem or make it worse. Those are the only two outcomes that are available when you throw money blindly. And I'm sorry, but I have no interest in buying Digimon Survive. The best you can actually expect me to do is maybe rent it, and even then, I'm beyond unlikely to play it multiple times. There are some games that I've rented in the past where I would have been willing to play them a second time, or I did play them a second time. Digimon Survive is just not going to be it. It's not going to be it for me. And this whole visual novel idea, it's just another experiment. What they do with every single Digimon game, instead of putting in effort to excel, they experiment blindly for the sake of experimenting's sake. And that's the thing, is it's a lot like innovating for innovating's sake. It's not a good thing anymore. Now it's a liability. Now it's a problem. Now it's something that can hurt you and your game in the process. All because you wanted to get freaky deaky with it for no reason. And no benefit. And no purpose. And no reason. That's the problem. Some people are thinking of, oh, this is some small thing that, to kind of keep us pieced over for the next game. And I'm like, I hope you're right, but dear God, damn, does it have to be sexy then? You gotta remember is that you've already had a buildup of decades of just averages across the board. You need to bring your A, B, C, all the way to Z game. Alright, you have to bring everything you have. Alright, every ounce of talent, manpower, every ounce of cash, every ounce of time. You have to put all of it into that future game if that's your goal. And I do mean everything. Hell, even the janitor better be on call to do something. Alright? You, you can't afford to screw this up, in all honesty. And like I said, even if this is supposed to culminate to some bigger, better game, I love your optimism. I wish I had it. I do not. I hope you are right, and I hope I'm immeasurably wrong. I would love that. I'd pay to be wrong. I'd give my left nut, right leg, and both my arms just to be wrong. I'll throw in some teeth if you want. I want to love Digimon again. I want to be able to say with pride, like, yeah, I bought a Digimon game. Yeah, I friggin' played the game to death. Do I regret it? Oh, hell no. I ain't regret shit. I want to be like that. I want to be happy. I want to be ecstatic. I want to be excited. I want to feel pride. I want to feel that love that I had for Digimon kindled again, man. I want to gush about Digimon. I want to gush like a little schoolgirl about Digimon. This shouldn't be that hard to accomplish that either. I mean, you've had a couple of blueprints that could have pointed you to the direction, but then, like you said, F those blueprints, let's do a new thing. And it didn't work as well as it should, for obvious reasons. I want good Digimon games. I don't think that's such a ridiculous thing to ask, especially after 20 years. The fact we haven't even gotten one game capable of an 8 out of 10. The fact we almost had a game that had a 7, could have gotten a 7, but didn't because it was artificially ripped apart from each other for no good reason. That's where we stand. We have 3 6s. We have like 2 4s, maybe a 3. We have the crappy mobiles, which are your 1 and 2s. And then we just have this huge, massive slew of just 5 out of 10 game after 5 out of 10 game, which is ridiculous. Now, I'm gonna just do this just for the sake of why not eat funny. If by some stretch of voodoo, black magic, hokum, miracle, crack-headedness, if this video somehow accomplishes the impossible, and I do mean the impossible, and gets 8 likes, I will actually make a video where I talk about the list, my actual list of Digimon games and where they fall under. I won't be talking about the mobiles though, because no one can pay me enough to play those. Uh, I'll try and get out another video next week. Hopefully not at this disgusting hour, but we will see. Depends on if I wind up feeling like crap again, like I do now. It's fun. I will see you all next time, and it'll probably be as quiet as this. I can just feel it. Oh, see ya.